all students need to know a little bit more about technology. I want all my students to get a great job one day, kind of like this. I want them to get a great job where they hear opera in the background, cherry walls, moose on the wall. But if they don't know a lot about technology today, this might be the best view they ever get. You know, I also wanted to show something real quickly here. Someone asked me during break, they said, you know, with cheating, is there any ideas that you have to stop it? Let me just show you one little thing, whether you're using the old Office 2010 or the new one, 2013 365. There is something to help you determine. Let me go back to my two ladies. Let's say she was still sitting there. She's cheating and leaving. But let's say they turn in, I asked everyone to write 100 words on a certain topic, and they turn them in and they're identical, and they can't possibly be identical. You know, it was an opinion paper. So if you open it up in Word, let me just show you where I am and how to determine if someone was cheating. Right here in any of the versions, if you click the File tab on the left, this is in Microsoft Word, do y'all see right here it says total editing time? And what does it say right there? 7 minutes. So I opened one of the students' papers up in Word, because they did, you know, a paper. And one of them, I assigned 100 words. One of them said, took them 56 minutes. Got it? So let's say hers said 56 minutes. I'm thinking, you know, to write 100 words, think it through. 56 minutes seems fine to me. Total editing time doesn't mean like how long you've had it on the screen. It means how long you were actually typing, clicking, actively in the document. I opened the other students up that was identical. It says 30 seconds. Copy and paste. What do we clearly know from that? Original? She cheated. Got it? She's like, she cheated. But I often do this. By the way, you should hear what you just did. Everybody, say it to her. Cheated. I know. So if you do anything that you're assigning something in Word and you're not sure who's doing what, look at how many minutes. And it's interesting just to see, because sometimes it's kind of shocking to see how thorough students are on the positive side or how not thorough. And that's in any Word document. Even if they have the old version of Word, like Word 2003, if you open it in the 2010 or 2013, it's still been clocking it. So, and even if they open it several times, it'll continue to add to the clock.
And I usually, on the first day when they have to upload an assignment on the online class, the very first day, very first time I check, I open it up to this area, and I write down who the author or whose computer they're using. Because if they're using somebody else's computer, the name won't be Corinne, it might be somebody else's. And then throughout the quarter, if that name changes, that gives me a clue that either they've switched computers or they may have somebody else's work also.
Yeah, that's also a good indicator, very much so. And not that we're trying to catch cheaters all the time, but we also want students to do their own work. We all feel very strongly at that.
Once I found, I mean, I find that when I get something that's quite literary from someone I don't trust, you can just cut and paste a couple sentences, Google search it, and it'll bring up the document.
It will, totally. Yeah. It'll say exactly where it came from, and you can see if it was lifted or if it's been truly written. Any sentence, put it into Google. It will tell you exactly where it came from. Even if they just changed a couple words, it still will come up. So not that we're trying to bust them, but I also, again, want them to do their own creative, original work. I also want to show you what's happening in the teaching environment with all these cool new toys, if you don't mind that term, that are showing up anymore. And the question is how we might use them in our classrooms. You know, the students are all going to be working in the office one day, and we want to make sure that, you know, they have the right behavior, know how to use the technology. Just for a little fun this morning. You say, what do you mean office behavior? A lot of times our students don't know how to behave at meetings. With all these suits. We got to make sure they know how to behave. he going? Yeah, I don't know where he's going. But we're seeing a lot of technology is going to be used in the workplace coming up. And I'm sure you definitely have heard of this one. And I'm going to get some of you to try it out. The new Google Glass is now hit the market. Let me just kind of show you what a pair looks like right here. It is lightweight. Let's let some of you, if you have your phones today, if you want to take a picture wearing a pair today sometime. So we'll try it on right here. How, is it heavy?
No.
No, are you seeing anything just now?
Yep.
Yeah, what does it say right now? Nothing right now. Yeah, I can see on my phone, it works with an iPhone or a Android phone. So let me just get it so I can see what he's seeing so I can advise him what to do. So I'm going to just touch the side here.
Settings, Wi-Fi.
He's seeing battery, all that kind of stuff right now. So trying to get, I think I may have lost the internet here, so I'm going to have to connect again. But what he's seeing is through his upper part of his eye, he's able to see these things. So I'm connecting to the network right now. He's able to take a picture. And how do you take a picture? Everybody, you right wink. Everybody right wink at me. If you can't, you're going to have to blink like a genie and hope it works, okay? So you'll be able to take a picture. I don't want to switch networks here, so let me get it back. So we can connect these different things. I'm going to get this from doing this and get them back to the beginning here in a second. If you wink right now, sir, you'll take a picture. Wink for me. Here's the picture he just took. So you can take pictures. You're not really looking straight forward, are you? It's just a little bit above straight forward. So say OK glass.
OK glass.
And you can now say share with.
Share with.
Say Mark Freidenberg. He's a friend of mine.
Mark Freidenberg.
He just got a random picture of our event today and wondering why, just for fun. Say OK glass.
OK glass.
Add a caption. Say
SCC seminar.
SCC seminar. And that exact message is printing up on my screen right now and sending to whoever. I also have recording of it. So it says SCCS, so that spells something probably wrong. Okay, but you can see the picture of our event here today. We can get directions. He could actually say, I need directions. Now, of course, you wouldn't want to do this while you're driving. It's kind of against the law, we think. We don't know any of these laws yet, but walking around tonight, maybe in the Haymarket, I'll be able to say, take me to in a certain restaurant, and it would walk me there. It has audio in the ear as well. There's an earbud I can attach. And it can do phone calls. It can send messages, do Google Video Hangouts. And let me just show you while we're getting this set up for the next person, what could you do with this teaching-wise? This is an online teacher.
There it is.
Oh, cool.
My name is Andrew Van Hugel. I'm a physics teacher from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Through college, I was embarrassed to tell people that I wanted to be an astronaut. It's like I want to be a princess who rides horses while being a police officer.
Say OK glass.
Ridiculous. I found my passion in teaching. Can you say conservation of angular momentum? I'm what you call a non-traditional teacher. I teach primarily online for students whose schools can't offer advanced physics courses. City Glass Explorer means that you can
Say OK glass, take a picture.
OK glass, take a picture. They need every moment a teachable moment. The first thing I plan to do in class is
Say it a little louder.
take a picture. Field trip as I go to CERN in Switzerland.
Wink your eye. There you go. Get somebody to take a picture of you wearing it.
Now we're trying to get my brother's class in on this. OK glass. Hang out with Ryan's class. Welcome to CERN. We made it. We're here. This is the CMS. This is one of the most complex machines aliens ever made.
Look at the face of the students as they interact.
We want to see back to the very beginning of the universe.
This is 18 miles long, the super collider.
27 kilometers long. Fewer people have ridden a bike here than have climbed Mount Everest. Does anybody have any questions? John, how long does it take to go down and travel the whole route? How old do the magnets have to be superconducting? You have all protons this entire tunnel would fit into the space of just one single grain of sand.
Say, okay, glass, and say the word Google and ask a question like, how large is Lincoln, Nebraska? Oh,
it's doing it for you.
oh, sorry.
I still feel like I got
I thought I said Marketplace Cinema, no.
Yep.
So it's going to search for that. Do you see the answer?
Yeah.
You can touch the side. Let me get your finger. And I'm going to touch the side. And you can move things around. So what do you think? Isn't that crazy?
Like if you're in a foreign country and it's good.
Yeah, it has Google Translate built in, so you can do about 45 different languages. It's not great at that yet. That's supposed to be part of the second iteration of this. Microsoft's actually working on that too. So you'll hear someone say, hola, ¿cómo está usted? But you'll hear, hello, how are you? So back and forth. So if who's ever wearing right now, go ahead and try them on. Let me talk her through it. When you put them in, look up. Say, okay, glass. Now you're going to say Google and what is the size of Lincoln, Nebraska?
Google, what is the size of Lincoln, Nebraska?
So I have it on my screen, what she's seeing right now. So it's Googling. It says, what is the size of Lincoln, Nebraska? And tell us what you come up with. It's thinking about it.
Oh, there's 90.36 square miles, 234 kilometers squared.
And do you see a little bit of Lincoln right there? And if she touches the side, I'm going to take, if you don't mind me touching you, you can go forward or back or up and down. There's side ways of moving it. Do you see what she's got right here? So you know that students are going to start walking in with these. They'll be able to record your lecture, record a step-by-step. She's getting all kinds of information right here about Lincoln. If you'd like to get someone to take a picture of you wearing them, it's kind of cool. So if anybody would grab a picture, so you can, you kind of look like Borg. Let me tell you a little bit more about them, just in case you want to consider them as a school. They come in 4 different colors, not that that matters, but they come in red and silver and white and black. But let's say you need, I actually am wearing contacts right now. I need prescription glasses. So if you are wearing glasses, you probably need to wear them on top of your glasses, or you may not see that if you're farsighted. So, but what Google is coming out with, whoever has them right now, say, okay, glass, sir.
Okay, glass.
Say Google and ask a question. You may have to put your glasses underneath of them. Corrective lenses.
Google, where is Beaver Crossing, Nebraska?
Okay, so we're asking, where is Beaver Crossing, Nebraska? This is what he's seeing in his lens. So it's thinking about it, and it's showing me a map of where it is. Their zip code is 68313. And maybe say, get directions to...
Directions.
You might have to touch the side to get back or look up again. So let me just show you this. They're actually coming out with prescription glasses. When you buy now Google Glass, let me just show you what it comes with. You get a little case and all your power cords. You get a little earbud. And I didn't bring it with me, but it comes with a frame for prescription glasses as well that you can swap out. And you get to pick. This doesn't cost any extra. It's under Get Directions. Say Beaver Creek again. It's waiting for you to tell.
To Wahoo, Nebraska.
Yes, for directions.
Okay, so he's getting directions right now. So let me just show you what the prescription glasses look like. seeing?
See, I'm going to Europe in a few weeks.
Oh, God, wouldn't it be cool? And a lot of people kind of see it and go, you know, Corinne, that's kind of fun, but what would you really do with it? You don't have to hold a phone up. I want you to think, we're seeing a lot in medical, and I know a few of you are in the medical field. With patient interaction, you can actually record what's happening. With HIPAA laws, you'd have to get sign-off, obviously. But now we can kind of record that experience. And could you maybe ask someone in the profession that you're training students for to wear Google Glass for 20 minutes of their career? And then take that into the classroom and say, hey, here's what a day in the life is like. They could record videos throughout their day. Can you imagine wearing it in surgery? How cool is that? Or even on vacation, to be able to do some of these things with this.
How long did the battery?
So the battery, if I'm shooting constant video, it lasts me about an hour. That's one thing they hope to increase, but an hour video on your camera is probably about all you get really either. If I'm just asking for directions or something, it'll last me pretty much all day. Very lightweight stuff, or if I'm just Googling things. The question is, you say, well, you could type it on your phone. Well, I have to tell you, with phones, the older that you get, seeing that small print, this is much easier for us to all use and have that hands-free lifestyle. You could do sports, athletics. For those who teach anything like diesel mechanic, they're now putting, for airplanes and diesel equipment, they're putting the schematics up here in the glass so that you can be in the big truck or the big rig and be able to see the schematic. Used to be two people. One would hold the book of schematics and the other person would be doing it. You know how when you give directions to someone, how clearly that doesn't always turn out to do. So we're seeing this going to be showing up in a lot of our fields, and I know this isn't something we'll all use tomorrow, but maybe we will. We're all starting to get along these lines out here. What do y'all think of them? We'll keep passing around throughout. Pardon? $1,500 at this time. So they're pricey. But what I would say, maybe a school could get one pair and see, who might be interested in showing it in their class. I'm not saying that we all could afford one instantly. But it's kind of neat, the potential for some of the stuff. Thumbs up. What do you think of this Google Glass? Anybody have an idea of what you might be able to do with glass? Everybody's going,
We could have students record procedures like catheterization procedures.
Yeah.
For online distance students, that would be awesome. What we were just talking about with the surgical people, if you have people in a hospital somewhere, that might mean you don't have to go visit them if they are doing through the Google Glasses and sending it to you, and that way you be together. So.
Yeah. For medical, you could say, how's your leg swelling today? You know what I mean? Things like that. It could actually do some more home care. It says no speech detected, so speak again. Or look up. When you look up, it kind of resets it, if you think of it that way, the Google Glass. So, because it's not a natural. Somebody asking Google Glass, where am I at right now? Hey, while we're passing those around, and if you'd like to get a picture of you wearing them, feel free. I want to show you something that you are the very first crowd in the entire world to see this. And don't tell anybody you did see too much of it because it's still under wraps. But I wanted to share with something that's coming out in the next 2 months that's going to change teaching as we know. And it's going to be free. Can we all afford that? So what you're about to see is not available until summer, but it's going to be ready by fall classes. So Microsoft is handing out for free, if you have their new Office product, it's called Office 2013 or 365, this will be updated, part of it soon, automatically. It's called the new Office Mix. And at least when someone's starting to mention it, you'll be able to go, ooh, I know what that is. And I've had a few of you in workshops before, so I wanted to share with something that no one has seen. And I know you haven't seen this, because even if you search for it at Google, nothing comes up. So what is Office Mix? Well, we all do PowerPoint slides, but here's what happens to PowerPoint slides. He creates these beautiful slides. He maybe even took his book slides and added some cool stuff to it. They're amazing. But if you don't require your students to download your slides in an online class, how's that working for us? Do they even look? I put a counter on my just slides, kind of boring slides. Last semester, out of my 40 students in my online class, 2 ever even opened one of them. And I literally spent I mean, 100 hours making these things. And that kind of really frustrated me. So Microsoft's heard this. This new Office Mix is developed for us. It's to make online lessons and presentations unbelievably amazing, and there'll be no cost to us. Everybody in already? So what is Office Mix? Well, I have a very, very early copy of it. So everybody notice, what program do I have open right now, just to make sure we understand? Whoever's, yes, say that again. Say, OK, Glass, Google, and ask a question. Whoever has it. You can. You have to speak a little louder, it's saying, so say, OK, Glass, Google, and then ask a question.
What is Office Mix?
Let's see if it knows. So it's coming up, what is Office Mix? See if it knows. I don't think it will. It's thinking about it. Google's going,
Am I supposed to know about this? Sounds like Bing.
Yeah, Bing may know. Bing means, but it's not Google. No. It's not doing much. I don't think we're going to find much. So everybody, look up on my screen right now. Are you seeing that I'm in what program? Are you saying louder? In PowerPoint. What's going to happen is soon this summer, this new tab is going to add to any of the new PowerPoints. I'm talking 2013 or 365, and this school, I understand, is going that way by fall. Is that right? Is your school going to the new office, so this is something they can get? Yes. Yes. By fall? In July. Okay, this will be coming to you very soon. So everybody look up here at the word mix. So I'm clicking mix. And everybody look at my ribbon at the top. What is it? Very simply, mix will allow you, I'll go through my litany of lists, I'm still learning it, to record audio and video with your slides. Video, did y'all catch that? It allows you to put interactive lessons and quizzes and apps inside the slides that automatically go into your grade book to make sure they're paying attention, answering questions, whatever. It also allows you to record your screen. So let's say you're trying to teach how to do MLA in Microsoft Word. You could record your steps, your voice is being heard, your video could be shot, it's recording the screen, and that goes right into a slide.
Can I take a picture?
You can take pictures, you could do all of that kind of stuff, and then it gives you either a link, you could upload it, so it's very easy to put into your course. There's no fancy stuff. So I'm going to do one to kind of show you the power here. So everybody, I have this on my screen. I'm coming up here and hitting this record button. Do y'all see what I'm doing? So you are the first crew. Microsoft has not released this. I don't know how I got it. Let's just go with that, okay? So I open it up and look what my slides have transformed. This is just a slide. It's transformed. Everybody look up in the top right-hand corner. What do you all see right here? Hi. I'm getting, the colors are a little freaky today. I'm not too sure. It's because it's a little dark in here. So what I'm going to do is record this. Good morning, class. I want to show you the new Office Mix. Office will be an easy way to make online lessons and presentations. So now I stop it, and look what shows up in the corner here. Do y'all see me? And it's in my PowerPoint slide. I don't have to move it there, do anything with it. Here it already is. And when I run my PowerPoint slides later, this video will be ready to go. I'm going to add a couple more things. So now I could go to my next slide or preview this slide recording. So everybody look up here. It's
Good morning, class. I want to show you the new Office Mix. Office will be an easy way to make online lessons and presentations.
That's in PowerPoint. They don't need any special equipment. They can just play, and they don't even need PowerPoint on their side, because this turns into a video if you'd like. So then you could delete your slide recording. You could just do sound, just do video. We can even ink the slide while you're speaking. Do you all see these little inking marks? You'll be able to record and mark up your slide as you talk if you want. Circle something right on the slide as you're presenting. What else can I do? Let me go to my next slide right here. So I can now put in here questions. Okay, what did you all learn about the Three Little Pigs video? Select the correct answer. Pigs are evil. Social media is changing how we deal with news stories in business, or go woof go. So what's the right answer, everybody? Hopefully the second one. So they'll be able to take questions. Whoever has glasses, say okay glass. Good. Let me show you how I can add. I'm going to just open to a fresh slide right here and show you how I can add a new slide. So I can now go under Mix, and do you see right here it says quizzes and video apps? I can go right here and put in free response questions. Free response is like, what's a good restaurant to eat at tonight? Does that make sense? Everyone could type in a short answer. Multiple choice is where everybody picks like Three Little Pigs. What's the right answer? You can also do multiple responses, true, false quizzes, and you can even put all kinds of videos directly from Khan Academy directly into your PowerPoints now. So lots of neat teaching features right here. I got to show you this though. If I wanted to do this, I could record my screen. I could record, let me open something. Let's say I'm teaching Microsoft Word. Let me make it a little bit bigger here. Do you see how I can, record whatever size screen I want? If I were now teaching students how to do something in Microsoft Word, I could record the screen right here with the microphone recording with me moving on any screen on the entire computer. Anything that you teach. So if it's the software that the hospital uses, you could go step by step of how to get it started or how to log into your LMS here at Southeast Community College. Make sense? And now all this stuff is automatically just put into a regular old PowerPoint slide. So now you can have this all recorded. Let me just show you how to share it. All you have to do is then upload the video when you're done. And you can now make it, and it can be even watched on any smartphone. The entire PowerPoint, video, sound, everything. They don't have to have PowerPoint. They don't have to have Flash. They don't need a Mac or a PC. They could have an Android or an iPhone or anything.
So you send them a link?
So it sends a link, or you can actually put it in your course and they can play it right from there either way. So that would probably be the easiest way. It records how they answer the questions for a grade book. What do you think? Does this not change everything? So what's it called? Mix. How much does it cost? Free. But you have to be using the newest PowerPoint, which is coming in July. So keep your eyes on this Mix. I think it is a game changer in education. And I would love for everybody to have it today, but it's coming very quickly. What do you all think of it? Give me some ideas here. What could you do with this? Oh, yeah? Yeah, you can open any PowerPoint, the ones that come with your book, ones from 1990. All you have to do is just when you save them, it would put all the new pieces in. So, and you can just upload them into your LMS. I think this will change everything that we're doing today. Because before we had all these pieces, you could have Camtasia to record the screen, or you could have, but they were all expensive. They were separate pieces. You had to manipulate them. To have everything built into one box, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. So any questions about Mix? So what we understand that it's going to be is it will be an update. PowerPoint is just naturally adding pieces and parts all the time. So once they push this out, everyone would have it. Of course, you could uncheck it that you don't want it on your computer, but this would be an update or an add-in that everybody could get for free. So we're not sure if you'll have to go to a website and download it or if it just pushes out naturally. We think naturally.
What if you're using like Surface RT?
Yeah, no problem. Any computer. So very, very exciting with Mix coming. I just got a copy of it 2 days ago, so I am unbelievably thrilled with it, and I'm actually changing all my summer courses because I think it's going to be such an amazing piece of education to use out there. So something new I wanted to make sure I shared with everyone today. Hey, I've got some other great things to show you. What do y'all think of the glasses? Pretty neat? You know, what we're seeing is our lives of our students, their jobs, we're creating, they're going to be getting jobs that don't even exist yet. They're going to get jobs that look like this. Can you imagine being up there? So every job, whether you're farming, training for the Olympics a couple months ago, it's time we take the big dive. At any depth, anywhere in the world, from Thailand to the local Thai restaurant, Blue Orchid down the street. At any height, technology is changing every one of our fields. Our content, it hasn't changed, but how the students will use that equipment and content has. So I'm going to go through some great, easy ways to add it to your class. Whether you're artistic, musical, or ready for the boardroom. At any place, even in Friday night's huddle. We are now constantly and irrevocably connected anywhere. I wonder how the wireless is up there. What do you think? So what we're seeing is on campuses everywhere, all these students are showing up with devices. I live in a very economically challenged area. About 90% of my students were on free lunch in high school. And even with that, I've been asking every semester in all my classes, who has a device? The last 3 years, guess what my percentage of who has a device? 100%. It's kind of shocking to me because they can't afford pretty much anything else, but they value their devices. So how can we start utilizing them? And a big point here, I'm going to show you about 10 technologies and our last half together that we're going to start putting in our classrooms. You know, so often these are what our classrooms look like. And just because we add some technology, I think it's not just the addition of it, but how to integrate it. All over the country, 1 in 6 high schools now have these devices for every student, but here's the problem. The teachers really aren't sure what to do with them. They're like, okay, type notes. Yeah, type notes. And the students are going, well, how does that differ than writing in pen and pencil? I mean, they were notes. They were fine. I could access them later. You've got to show me how technology makes things better, not just to throw it in there. So let me show you some exact ways in the classroom that it actually makes it better. We're seeing new ebooks, but you've got, again, show me how it makes it better. So that needs to be the question that we ask in everything we do. What's changing in our world today is this. 1.5 billion people are off the world's power grids right now. But is that going to change? They're all going to be changing. We're seeing third world countries develop like crazy. Do you know that 69% of the world's population wants to live in an urban area by 2050? So our cities are going to become even larger. So we're seeing all of this change. How does it change our job market? I want to show you some technologies that you can put in right away, but I want them to be tied to a little bit of pedagogy. Now, I have a personal rule here. If I go to a workshop somewhere, if the word pedagogy is anywhere in the title, I won't go. You say, well, that's rude. No, everyone always tells us what we should be doing, but they never tell us how we should be doing it. We all have that sixth sense as teachers, what works and what doesn't, don't you? I mean, you kind of know, if anyone told you, you should make your class more like a community. Everybody in here would go, yeah, we should do that. But how do we do that, right? We all know the why. So I'm going to take And the principles that I'm using, if you've done any PhD work, you probably have heard these names before. There's this gentleman named Dr. Chickering, and he came up with in the 80s of what works best in the classroom. And then by 1996, he moved it to be what works best online. But he just came up with these 7 principles, like making our class more like a community, but didn't tell us how to do it. So I want to take those 7 principles and kind of show you different ways with some of this free and easy technology that maybe we could make these changes. So let me show you what they are. Principle number 1, Dr. Chickering said, encourage contact between students and faculty. Wouldn't we all agree? Why does this become difficult in an online class, though? Let me ask you. Yeah, there is no contact. That's the whole point. Office hours. For those who taught more than 10 years, tell me something. 10 years ago, did you have more traffic during your office hours than you do today, yes or no?
Yes.
You had more traffic 10 years ago. Why don't we have as much traffic coming to our offices today? They email, they text, they call. In fact, I have dramatically less traffic. Anybody agree with that? I find schools, my North Carolina friends, I don't know what it's required here. My North Carolina teachers, if you're a college teacher in North Carolina, every teacher must sit in their offices for 30 hours a week. And then teaching is above that. 30 hours. And I told North Carolina, I told the superintendent, you're measuring the wrong side of the teacher. If they're sitting or if they're mentally engaged in helping their students, students don't traffic like they used to into our offices. So this becomes really difficult to me. How do you encourage contact? It's the kind of contact. Contact doesn't have to mean face-to-face. In fact, I don't think we're going to see as much face-to-face. So let me show you some ways to do this. We're going to have something fun with this. If you have a device, I need everyone to go to this website. It's called zmaps.com. And if you don't have a device, that's cool. You can watch us. We're cool. So we're going to Zmaps. How's Zmaps spelled? Someone spell it out loud for me. Okay, Z-E-E-M-A-P-S. Write that down. We're going to check it out right here. Let me show you how we can encourage some contact between us and our students. So is everyone going to a website that looks something like this if you still have any power left? Looking good? So what I'm going to do is I, as the instructor, you might be on my online class, you may be face-to-face. I want to first create a contact between students, and I also want to promote diversity. I've noticed, I went out to Blue Orchid last night, a restaurant. Oh, it's excellent, by the way, Thai food. And I noticed in the restaurant, 80% of the people eating dinner were from other countries. And I asked a couple of them, they go to University of Nebraska, Lincoln, and a whole table of them, they're from South Korea. Actually, 3 of my kids are in South Korea this week because my son's working there for the last 3 years. So I had a conversation, asked where they were from. But I was amazed that we're getting so much diversity everywhere, which is great. But how do we celebrate that? A lot of times, let me give you an example. I have a student in my class, I won't give you her last name. Her name is Sarah this semester. I love her. She's this beautiful little girl, 18 probably, but she's the only student in the class who's wearing a headscarf. She's Muslim. But I've watched the other students. No one talks to her. And she's the sweetest, kindest young lady, but in their eyes, they look at her and go, she's different. I don't want to offend. I don't know what to say. Well, I have talked to her every class, and I thought the more I talked to her, the other students would hear our conversations, and she's going to Dubai over summer. And I said, oh, I've been to Dubai, and we're talking about the mosques there and how beautiful they are. And I thought they would enter the conversation. No. And I find that sometimes we can't get students to understand one another. So let me show you a way to do it. How can we connect? I'm going to create, now I'm going to be the teacher, you're going to be my students. Got it? So don't do this next step. Just watch me do this step. I'm going to click orange button that says create a free map, and I'm going to call it SCC 2014. This is something you would do at the beginning of a semester or in class real quick. Got it? So come up with a name that nobody else would have. If you call this map Lincoln, there's probably another 100 Lincoln maps listed, and they won't know which one to be a part of. So my map is going to be called SCC 2014. I just hit the create button, And now let me get all of you joined with me. We're all at zmaps.com. You may have to scroll down a little bit on the left side. Here's what we're looking for. Do you all see a little text box, a blank, that asks for your featured map? Everybody, here's what we're going to type in that blank. SCC space 2014 and hit the Find Map button. So you're all trying to get to my map. So again, SCC, you come up with a map name, hit Find Map, and in a couple seconds, it does take a couple seconds to go look up that map. Do you all get something that looks like this? Click this blue link to get to my map. And let me show you what we're going to do with my map in a moment. Is everybody kind of getting to a map right here? What we're going to do in a moment, I'm going to show you how to put a pin in the map of where you were born. Now, if you were born from Lincoln, I've got another job for you. I'm not going to put you from here. If you were born in Lincoln, so I don't want all the pins right here, I want you to pick the farthest spot from Lincoln that you've ever been. So either where you're born, but if that's Lincoln, you have to do the farthest place you've ever traveled from Lincoln. Got what we're doing? So how do you make a pin? Everybody watch me. We can go to Additions, if everybody would on your phone or device. Go up here to Additions and pick Add Marker Simple and put in your first and last name as your entry name and put on the map where it says location where you're born or the farthest place you've been from home. I was born in Miami, Florida. And then I could, everybody got that part? Entry name is you, location, and it could be a country instead. You don't have to do this part, but you could put a photo of you or that location. So I'm just going to go put a little picture of me today here, and especially for an online class, it would be kind of cool to see pictures of your students. And where it says marker, you can pick what color pin do you want. So I'm going to pick sunflower. So you can pick a color of a pin that you want. And hit submit. And close. So everybody look on my map. I'm going to hit refresh here to get everybody's pins here in a moment. Oh, do y'all see the pins showing up? And I picked sunflower. Do you see my little sunflower right here? So if I click on my sunflower, it shows my picture right there. Do you see the picture? And up here, okay, let's find out who's been to Ontario. So let's see. We've got Terry, born in Ontario or been to Ontario?
No, been there.
Been there. Very cool. You're way the heck up there. That's cool. Hey, let's see what else we got going on here. We've got one right here. We've got Kathy, Detroit, Michigan. Born there or from there?
Born.
Born. All right. We've got one right here. It looks kind of close. Gary from St. Louis, Missouri. Been there or born there?
Born.
He says both, probably. Hey, we've got one way over here. Look at this, everybody. We have Alina Pierce from Azerbaijan. Born or been?
Born.
Very cool. So maybe she could tell us a little bit about that or put a picture of being there. Isn't that neat? So now everyone, and you say, well, how would I do this in my class? You would take this link right here and put it into your course. Say, please click here and add a simple marker of your name and where you're born or however you want to do it. This would also be a great way for a department to list jobs that are available, put pins where they are, so that people or internships worldwide are available. Any of this? Question?
It shows up on ours, but not on there.
Let me hit refresh again. Yeah, let me hit refresh again. Yeah, I have to refresh once in a while to get the newer pins. Oh, wow, look at this, guys. So now we've got lots of pins. Let me just zoom in here a little bit so we can see these pins. So we've got from North Carolina. Get this to go away. Lester, born or been?
Born.
Born. Greensboro, North Carolina, near me. So you've been to Lynchburg, huh?
No.
No. You haven't missed much. 2 weeks. Mama just moved on. Hey, Nancy Wolf, Palm Springs, been or born? Been. I love it there, by the way. We've got one down here in Mexico. Mexico, let's see who's from there. Let me click on that pin. Whoa, it's doing something weird. Let me just do Aaron Thompson, Grand Junction, been or born? Born. Born, very cool. And here we have Denver. Who's from Denver?
How do you put in your name?
Yeah, that was the name entry, was that first line. So you could do that way. Susan Palace, help me say that name, Ogalala. I love that. I want to say that again, Ogalala. Very cool. Yeah? Who's born way up here? Kim is from Minot. Been or born? Born. Very cool. So you kind of get the idea, and you could do jobs. Al from Crete, Nebraska. Wow. That's a pretty name, by the way. Oh, who's from down here? Let's see. Anonymous from Guatemala.
I'm not from Guatemala, I've just been there. My daughter-in-law is from Guatemala.
Oh, very cool. We got somebody out in the ocean here. I don't know what's going on. So let me see if I'm missing. Oh, we have somebody from India. Very cool. Steve Boris from India. It says the furthest place I've been. Where in India? Goa. Okay. I just was in New Delhi on Christmas Day. Boy, that's a different experience. Love the food, but boy, it's overwhelming. I got to see the Taj Mahal finally. So, do y'all kind of get the idea? Now, what are some other ways beside where you're born, where you've been, and where jobs are? I need two or three other ideas that you might use in your field. Everybody's thinking.
We have global marketing classes. I would think that there would be cities that you would want to show on a map where certain businesses might be or locations.
Yeah. I'm shocked that sometimes you say a company like Microsoft and they're like, oh, is that in California? I'm like,
Seattle.
no.
Personal finance, we do looking at cost of living.
Cost of living, wouldn't that be great? Yeah. I had a student the other day. He makes $40,000 in IT in my neck of the woods, and it's very cheap to live, just like it is here somewhat. And so he said, oh, I got a job. I got a $2 an hour raise. Different. I'm going to move in New York City. And I went, I said, you'll be losing money. He goes, no, I'm getting $2 more. I said, where do I start?
I have a son that lives in New York City, $2,100 for a one-bedroom apartment. Rent.
He actually has a bedroom. I have a son in Queens, so I understand. One more way. What's another way? We heard jobs. We heard internships. We heard cost of living. What else? Diseases, the spread of diseases. Yeah, because right now we're hearing in Saudi Arabia, they have the MERS. Am I saying it right? MERS? MERS.
Is it MERS?
MERS. MERS is, we had our first case in Indiana. So, because it started with camels, they say.
Is it a world map or can I make a map of Nebraska?
You can make it just of Nebraska. You can actually zoom down and put your street address, and you can actually see if all of your class is coming from Lincoln. You want to know maybe to get a partner in an online class, you could actually do it at the street level. Some students may not feel comfortable with that, so you have to decide how you want to handle that.
That would be fun in an online class because I have students right now in California and a lot of other states, and it might be cool for them to see they're not, way along.
Yeah.
Really.
And in that little body, they can actually write up a whole introduction. They're not limited to just their name. So what do you think? Could you maybe create some student-teacher contact? And again, making your class more feel like a community, and that was pretty easy to use. It wasn't like took hours to set up or anything like that. Let me show you another way to do it as well. If you have a device, let's go to this site as well. It's called visual.ly. Everybody say the name of the website again. Yeah, it's the word visually, but where is the dot? Yeah, so it's there's no .com. So what is visually? Well, here's what happens. Let's go back to that discussion board in our online courses. And it says, please read this 300-page book this week, and we will discuss it in the discussion board. How are we doing with that? Students will gloss as little as possible. Are there cliff notes? And then just, kind of go from there and put that together. So what can we do it visually that would be different? Our students do not like reading. Is anyone shocked by that? I know you better sit down for that information. Let me show you another way we could teach where maybe it's a little bit differently. I'm at the website visually, but there is a dot between the two L's. And this literally has over 100 million infographics. See, what's an infographic? Everyone, imagine you just had the USA Today newspaper in your hand. They are famous for putting graphs or information with these visuals with little call-outs. You know what I mean by an infographic? Find an infographic in your realm or your field, and the students can actually evaluate and get information from that and discuss it in a discussion board. Let me show you what I mean. Let's say, let me get something that everybody would understand. Let me just come up here. There's a little search, enter keyword on the right. You would type in anything you're teaching, and shockingly, you could type in underwater basket weaving and get a hit. So let's say I was teaching the internet. I'm just trying to get something kind of global for everybody, but you can type in what you teach, and you'll literally get thousands upon thousands of infographics. Let me just show you what an infographic looks like so we can kind of see. So what this infographic is right here is it talks, if when I click it, it's opening it. It has a lot of information, but in a different way. This particular one is showing what are the global download internet speeds around the world. Are we good? Are we not good? How's the rest of the world doing? And if we scroll through this infographic, here's what an infographic is. It's a picture with a lot of information. It turns out that the best internet speed in the world is in South Korea. I should tell the people at the restaurant last night. They'll be glad to know that. Romania, who would have thunk? They're doing great. But look where the U.S. is in here, just to show you. I thought I just saw this. But there's some countries that are doing terribly. Congo, Cook Islands. Boy, not going to be able to grade your online course there. So we can scroll around. If we were talking about internet and speeds, we can see that the United States is 26 worldwide. So there are 25 countries who are more developed with the internet and faster speeds than us today. So we can see by state, hey, look at this. So I could find a different state right here, and this infographic would be interactive right here. Let me go to the by states right here. So I could click on different states. I think I can. Come on. And it might give me information based on the different states here. So it might be interactive with this particular one. Mine's still loading something right now. Let me go back to that. So we could get information based on our state. We could compare how is Iowa compared to Omaha, different states, different places. So this has tons of information packed into it. Does it make sense? Would your students rather read a 5-page article that had the same information or look at this image? You say, no, they still need to read. They are reading. But they're also using a lot more critical thinking. Oh, let's look at Iowa. Let's look at, Nebraska. Who has the higher internet speed? So by looking at graphics like this, and then you could have a discussion board question each week, get the students to react to an infographic in your field that's real current, information that's coming out. You might compare jobs in nursing from one state to another, whatever you find infographics on, and you just put this link right here into your discussion board. They're a lot more likely to look at this and to actually absorb it than they are this 30-page article somewhere, correct? And so in your different topics, anybody looking up a certain term, finding anything for those who are looking? No, it's free.
I put Nebraska in, and one of them that came up was the 1984 Orange Bowl going for the tie or the national championship.
Woohoo!
It's pretty.
All the information about that game and so forth.
The response and the percentage chance if we went for 2 or get the 1-point conversion or the 2-point conversion.
Wow, there's still talk about that, eh? Yeah. What are you seeing on your computers back there?
One of the mines is the comparison between brand and generic.
Yeah, with medications. Don't forget, in pharmaceuticals.
One of them is the idiocy of paying more for the same thing.
Yeah. So again, that could spark a discussion, but where the articles, sometimes students are going to gloss over and not absorb all the information. Find anything good? So just hit enter right there, and let's see what we find. So all kinds of different infographics. This website even does allow, if you're pretty savvy with your students, this website allows you to make an infographic as well. So if you had a class, especially if you're teaching marketing or business, you can actually have them take information and build an infographic on that topic and donate it to the community. We're going to take, after a little video, a little break again so that we can swap out the sound pieces and parts that we need today. We're going to learn, my best part is at the end today. I've got so many cool things still left. But I wanted to show you this as we go to a break. What we're seeing out in the world today is I really think we need to surprise our students. Here's what I mean by that. Our students need new things to excite them. Look at this young lady. She gets pretty excited. I know, you're thinking parents give kids everything. These parents are a little more diabolical. Watch right about now. But we've been together 2 hours. Compare if I would have lectured the entire 2 hours compared to you doing things. You've been playing with Google Glass. You've gotten to touch some websites, talk among yourselves, contribute. Do you see the difference? Little video for laughter. The videos, I know, are just for fun, but a lot of times they give you that mental break or that reconnection again. Hey, we're going to take another break. We're going to come back when the big hand's on the 8.